do it all night. To the left, to the right, to the left. Everybody then, to the left, to the right. Shake your hand, them everything alright. To the left, to the right. Move up your foot, everything is alright.
Hi everybody, this is Jordi V, and today I'm gonna show you how to make Burna Boy type of beat. So the main inspiration for this beat came from a vocal sample that I found on Splice. I will let you listen to it. I will try to get rid of the effects just so you can listen to the raw sample. So yeah, here's the vocal sample without any effects.
To the right, dance, we are do it all night. To the left, to the right, to the left. Everybody then, to the left, to the right.
If I add my vocal chain and here.
To the left, yeah, to the right. Dance, we are do it all night. To the left, to the right, to the left. Everybody then.
So yeah, I will show you how I treated the vocal later, but for now, let's move to the melodic elements. So next, I added guitar sample. I will let you listen to it. Here's the sample without the effects. So yeah, I added the stereo imager just to make it more stereo. I also added the Pro Q, which get rid of some of the low frequencies, also some of the harsh frequencies that I found here in the middle, and another EQ just to polish things up. So next, I felt like the melody or the guitar part needed more melodic elements. So for this style of beats, I will highly recommend to use organic musical instruments like kalimba, marimbas, piano, African percussion, some vocals. So I've decided to add some steel drums and I played this pattern. I will let you listen to it. So yeah, the pattern was great, but I felt like it lacked some depth. So I've decided to duplicate it and layer it with another sound. And I chose this kalimba from Serum, which is a preset from the Kashmir Music Symphony library. So together the two sounds like this. So obviously I did some processing. I cut out the low frequencies to leave some room for the kick and the bass. I added some reverb, some H delay stereo, some glue compression to glue things together, and a filter that I will use it later for the arrangement. As far as the one shot, I added some reverb. Obviously the kalimba, I did not do that much processing on it. Finally, I've decided to pan the steel drum on the left and to pan the kalimba on the right, just to make them sit well and better in the stereo and in the mix. Next, I've decided to add a pad which basically play those two chords or three chords. Sounds like this. So I will let you listen to the whole melodic parts together, playing together. So this is the guitar, the pads, and the marimbas. Yeah. One more thing for the pads, I've used some EQ, some reverb from FabFilter Pro R, and Retro Color, which is a plugin that allow you to make your sounds more vintage and more retro. I love this plugin. Also, I've used some auto pan to make the sound more evolves more with time and some compression. Next, instead of creating my own drum pattern, I found this loop on Splice, which sounds perfect. Actually, what I loved about this loop is that it had some vocal one shots and some background noise that made it more mellow and more interesting. So I've decided to use it. So yeah, it sounded perfect. What I end up adding was another shaker loop just to make things more spicy and more groovy, I guess. So yeah, for those who struggle with the Afro beats or sorry, dancehall type of beats, actually it's pretty simple. I will show you how to create those kind of patterns. So I've created those MIDI patterns so far. So I will try to explain it fast. So the C1 is your kick drum, the C sharp is your snare or rim shot as you like, and for this one you might use a hi-hat or a shaker. So if I go on Splice and I will try to come up with a shaker, this one will be fine. I'll use it here and here. Sorry, I will just create a drum rack first. So yeah, I will try. Where is my percussion element? Try to play it. Later I will add some rim shot. Already it's grooving. If I add the kick, yeah. Obviously this is a 4 on the floor pattern, but you might add your own pattern. So if I decide to do this, for instance, let's see how it will sound. I'll try to play with the velocity here. So also I will try to get rid of some of the shakers. I'll leave this one. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I will try to move this, duplicate this. So yeah, you can get creative with the simple patterns and turn it to something more interesting. This is how you create an Afro beat. Next, let's move to the bass. So the bass is super simple. It's a sub bass that plays one note, and it repeats basically each bars, and here just to add more variation to the beat. Actually, as you might see, this is the MIDI for the sample or for the bass pattern. I will let you listen to it. So yeah, basic shit. For the bass, I've decided to process it this way. So I made it more mono with the bass mono plugin from Ableton stock. I also cut out all the high frequencies to make it more bassy, I guess. And I've added a compressor and a sidechain it to the kick pattern. So when the kick plays, the bass ducks and leave more space to the kick. So the shaker next. The shaker, we already talked about that. Drums. So yeah, this is basically it for the beat. As for the vocals, I will get rid of the vocal chain and I will play it.
To the left, yeah, to the right. Dance, we are do it all night.
So obviously we have a main loop, and I've added some kind of ad-libs. I'll let you listen to it. This ad-lib sounded perfect, so I've decided to cut out the low frequencies as usual, and the high frequencies, since it had some games, some 8-bit games kind of sounds which I disliked for this beat, so I've decided to cut it and to filter it a bit just to shape the sound more and makes it sit well in the mix. Also, I have added some reverb. Then I've decided to play a bit, I guess, with the panning of the sample. As you might see, it it's kind of travels between the left and the right just to make it more interesting and to have it like kind of dance around the main vocal part. So yeah, this is basically all the parts to the beats. Next, I added a riser for the transitions. And I've added also a reverse crash that basically plays each eight bars to make the sounds more fluid and to have the arrangements going more fluently, I guess. So yeah, that's the beat. I hope you learned something from my analysis, and let me know if you want me to get deeper on some topics. Yeah, take care, guys.